Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of SoTellUs Time. Today we are going to be talking about something that is going to really help your business, and it is part 2 of our multi-series, Removing the Friction, right? We're removing the friction in our businesses. So today, one of the things we're going to be talking about is your billing system, how you collect money. It is a very important thing because if you don't have money, you don't have a business. And yet I find that a lot of businesses skimp when it comes to the billing, or they don't put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
And actually, let me say this, they put too much manual effort into it. And they don't want to they don't see it as an investment in their business. So we're going to talk about like automating your billing, removing that friction so that it's easier for your customers to pay their bills, it's easier for you to collect money, and it's going to just make your business so much better. Let's get started, Troy. What are we talking about first?
Yeah, again, I think this topic is really important because I can't tell you how many small businesses, like you said, they manually do billing and quoting and all that. Yeah. And, you know, it's like kind of an afterthought in their business. And when really that's one of the most important things, right? Because you can do the work, but if you're not getting paid for it, what you don't want to do is at the end of the month, you're scrambling like, I got to get paid for all these jobs, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I got to make payroll or whatever it is. So if you automate the process, then the money's just always coming in. So how do you do that? Well, let's talk about the beginning part of it, which is quotes or estimates or, whatever you might call it in your industry. This is really important because I can't tell you how frustrating it is to try to get something done from a business, and it's like, okay, I'll get you a quote, and then like a day, 2 days, 3 days go by and the quote's not done. Or well, no, you finally call them up, you're like, hey, where's that quote? Oh no, I sent it to you, but might have got stuck in their email. I mean, there's so many different horrible things that can happen with that.
Junk mail.
Yes. So how do you automate that so that you're not just manually creating quotes and sending those out?
Well, or getting hung up. So I was talking to a guy the other day, a client of ours, and one of the problems that he's having is he's got so much business he can't even keep up with it. One of the problems he's having is quoting people, right? Because it's for artificial grass, and he's got more leads than he can handle. He's literally turning people away. And the big problem is he needs someone to come in and actually go do the quoting. So a lot of these people, they want someone to show up, and they want someone to, walk the yard with them and measure it out, and, maybe even design it a little bit for them and then give them that quote. And so he's having a problem with that. So this is a big issue for a lot of businesses. I think probably a lot of people's ears just perked up because they're like, oh man, I have that same problem. It may not be that you don't have enough business. It may be you have too much business that you can't do this. You can't be manual all the time.
Right, exactly. And again, in that situation, he's got too much business, but again, not every quote is going to turn into a job.
Right.
So, you got to be able to get those quotes out and get them out quickly so that you can find the ones that are real jobs and pick and choose what you really want to do.
That's right.
So how do you do that? So, are you still manually creating and sending out quotes? That's something you need to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Right. And then also, let's talk about that for a second. You should be using a system.
Yeah.
To streamline your quotes. So whether it is like an online system where your customers can get an instant quote, that's a great way to take care of this process and just automate the entire thing. So is there a way that you can do that? Is there a way that you can give an instant quote online to your customers? So, a couple of examples of that is there's a company, and a friend of ours who owns a company called Responsibid.
Yeah.
And they work in the service industry, and he has an entire quoting system that you can add right to your website.
Yeah.
And people can just come to the website. Let's say you're a window washer. They can put in their information, boom, instantly get a quote, right?
Yep.
So now he's not spending any of his time figuring out quotes, sending them, communicating with the people. It's all instantaneous.
Yeah.
So there's systems like that, like Responsibid. Another one that comes to the top of my mind is Fiddlebug, which is in the industry as well. So again, giving your customers the ability to create their own quote without you having to spend any time doing it.
And that's what I told this guy is I said, listen, I'm sure it's out there, and you can probably use one of these other companies like Responsibid or Fiddlebug and manipulate it to work for your industry, which is artificial turf. But someone should be able to come to your website, and they should be able to simply put in how many square feet it is of grass that they want, and you have it already dictated what the cost per square foot is, and it pops out the quote for them. price. And I know a lot of people want to get in front of somebody. It's like me. I'm like, if I get in front of somebody, I'm going to sell them. If my guys get in front of them, they're going to sell them. And that is a great model if your business is set up to handle that. But if you're turning business away because you can't do that, then having something like this, like an automated system on your website where somebody calls up and you may just have to take the phone call and go, you know what? Hey, no problem. Just go to our website. Here's the website address. Type in how many square feet you've got. Here's what the quote is going to spit the quote back out for you. And, people are going to be able to do it that way. Also, if you're driving any traffic, like for him, he's getting tons of traffic to his sites. He could just be getting quotes spit out, and then he could be collecting their information and following up.
Yeah.
Also, the cool thing about that is you could have on the thank you page, when they put in their information and they submit it, you could have on the thank you page some sort of coupon.
Yeah.
Where they hire you, they choose to do business with you, you give them an instant 5% savings or 10% savings. So a lot of ways to help drum up more business by automating it.
Yeah, exactly. The other great thing about having it automated too, Trevor, is that depending on the industry, you might have a lot of looky-loos.
Yeah.
Right? So you're spending a lot of time creating these custom quotes for people that aren't even really ready to buy. And again, what made me think of that was when you're talking about the artificial grass.
Yeah.
Right? Most people that we've seen, because we actually listened to all those phone calls.
Yeah.
Right? Most people don't necessarily know how much artificial grass costs.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like you get them on the phone and they're like, yeah, I'm interested in some artificial grass. Okay, great. So you have two options. It's one, okay, let's schedule a time. I can come out there, I can take a look at it, and I can give you a quote.
Yep.
Right? Which is great if you can sell them in person.
Yeah.
But you're also spending a lot of time going out there and doing that.
Yep.
So what I've noticed, what our client does is he says, okay, well, how many square feet do you think you have?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got, an area that's, 10 by 10. Okay, that's 100 square feet. That's going to be, at $10.
Right.
Boom. This is what the price is going to be. And they go, oh, geez, really?
I didn't realize it was that expensive.
Exactly. And then he goes, okay, great. I'm not going to waste my time driving out to give this quote.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's where some automation can help in getting rid of those looky-loos.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the thing is he was even running into a situation where he was getting too many phone calls.
Yeah.
He couldn't even keep up with how many phone calls he was getting. So really, for him, putting some automation on his website is a really good and important thing that he's going to do. And also getting more help. He is out there looking for someone that can come in and help do the quoting for him. So these are both things. I mean, I think several of you probably listening are going to have a similar situation where you're just stretched thin and you're like, what do I do? Well, I'm giving you permission.
Exactly.
Sometimes we just need permission in life. I'm giving you permission to go out and get that help. You may feel like, ooh, that might stretch me, or that might, I don't know, do I want to take that step? Do I really want to get an employee? Or, for a lot of people who are wearing all the hats, getting that first employee can be really, really hard. But I'm telling you, it is a game changer. We were just like you guys. It started out with just one of us, then there was two of us, three of us, and then we started hiring employees. And trust me, Troy, Ron, and I held on to just Troy, Ron, and I as long as possible. We didn't want to run out and get a bunch of employees. And now here we are 20 years later with tons of employees. I mean, well, tons. I would say we've got 12 employees, just brought on a 13th, and it's not scary anymore.
Right.
And if you do it right, like we do, put automation in place. So just on a top note, our competitors, they have 120 clients. We've talked about this before, and they've got 50 employees to run that. But we put automation in place. We've got almost 5,000 customers now, and we've got 12 employees, 13 employees now running that.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. So that's what automation can do for you.
Exactly. All right, let's talk about billing. Because now that you've got the quotes out there, right, you need to streamline the billing process.
Yes.
So, let's talk about this. Can you take a payment in person or online instantly?
Yeah.
That's really important, because there's still a lot of businesses out there. They're like, okay, I'm going to send you an invoice and then you mail in your check and then we'll take care of that, right?
Yep.
No, that's way too hard. That's way too much time. You've got the postal system involved in there, right? Why not, when you're right there in person, just pull out a phone or a tablet and say, look, boom, let me just swipe your card right now and collect that payment. Yep. Right? Or say, hey, let's go to my website real quick. I can take a payment right through the website.
That's right. It's funny. It's been years since we've had a customer contact us and asked to pay by check.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Right.
Hallelujah. It was so funny because that is a billing nightmare.
Yeah.
Keeping track of all of that.
Exactly. Absolutely. Because again, think about it. The check's got to come in, then it's either you or your accounting department has to then take the payment, deposit it, mark it off in your, that the invoice was paid. Like, no.
Make sure it went through, that there was money in the account.
Exactly. No, just have a automated system where, boom, they pay right through the invoice. For example, the rent, like where we're at.
Yeah.
QuickBooks sends an email to me. It has my invoice. There's a pay button. I hit pay. 30 seconds later, I've paid my bill and everyone's happy.
Yeah, it's done.
Super simple, right? If I have to mail
really
a check,
simple.
it's going to take a little bit of time, right, to get that done. Because first off, I have to find checks.
Yeah. And honestly, and this is the thing is a lot of people are going to be utilizing systems for billing that are antiquated.
Yes.
And you may have a billing system, but you're still manually doing a lot of things.
Exactly.
And that's the point that we're going to be talking about right now. That's what we're talking about, is making sure, taking that friction out. You might look at it and go, yeah, I got an automated system. I got an online billing system. But if you're having to get involved every time you need to bill somebody, that's not automated.
Right, exactly. And where a lot of times it breaks down is in the follow-up, where you're chasing customers for payment.
Yep.
So do you have an automated follow-up, or are you just chasing your customers trying to get paid, right? So let me talk a little bit about what we have. Like, we use Infusionsoft, and it does all of our billing.
Now known as Keep.
Exactly, now known as Keep. And we have automated emails and voicemails that go out to our customers.
That's awesome.
To get so they can update their credit cards online.
Yep.
And that we can collect payments from them. So I want you to think about that. So like, when the minute one of our clients' credit cards fails because it's expired or whatever it might be, we're instantly emailing them, giving them a link where they can update their credit card and automatically pay their bill. And then our system automatically follows up with them every 2 days.
Yep.
Either via voicemail or via email.
Yep.
To get them to update their credit card so that we can get payment for the services.
And the key thing there is, Troy, as you said, they also can update that credit card automatically online. There's a link involved in it where they can just click, update that credit card. They don't have to interact with us. But the funny thing is, we get phone calls all the time after they've updated their credit card. They've already updated their credit card, but we get a phone call all the time saying, is Troy there? I need to talk to Troy. Troy, I'm so sorry. I got your voicemail over the weekend, and I'm so sorry my credit card expired, and what a hassle. Thanks for being understanding. And Troy's he just giggles because he's like, well, all he did is record this audio one time, and our system automatically sends these right to their voicemail. It sends it right to the person's voicemail. So if they answer, it doesn't even play. It hangs up basically.
Yeah, and so it's so funny. When we first started doing it, I remember getting those phone calls and they're like, hey, Troy, oh my gosh, I got your voicemail. I'm so sorry. And I was like, what voicemail?
Yeah.
And I'm like scrambling, looking at the CRM going, what did I call them about?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, shoot, it's the voicemail for the billing, right? So again, automated though.
Yes.
So I'm not making phone calls. I'm not chasing customers. I used to spend, I don't know how many hours a week chasing customers for credit cards.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
Even with an automated system, you are still going to have credit cards that are expired, or people's their credit card just doesn't go through or whatever. Even with our automated system, our guys still have to do some chasing.
Yeah.
And like, if you think about that, it's crazy. It's crazy because even with an automated system, we'll still have, 12 to 20 credit cards that we have to chase. And that just goes with the business. But think about how many more we'd be chasing with 5,000 customers.
Right.
If we didn't have an automated system taking care of it.
Yeah.
I mean, credit cards, especially the credit card companies, they're changing things all the time. They're sending out to our business owners new credit cards or new numbers, new expiration dates, and all this. And it's like, it can really make billing hard and difficult.
It would be a full-time job if we didn't have automation in place. So that'd be one more employee that just did that all day long.
All day.
All right, so where do I get started? That's the next question. And here's what we want to talk about. So you want to talk to other people in your industry and see what they're using, right? If there is a tool out there that is industry specific to you, then you should definitely look at it.
Yeah, like the restoration industry has multiple ones they can use. Home inspectors, they have multiple ones they can use. I've even seen ones for realtors and for especially just the service industry. If you're in a service industry, you probably have at least 2 to 3 different options out there that are made for your industry specifically. So it's going to be, I mean, it's just literally a plug and play, and you're so happy and everything is set up for you. So take that leap.
Exactly. And then the other thing you can do is if you don't have somebody in your industry that you can talk to, just start searching online, do Google searches for specific billing systems in your industry, and you will find them. You definitely will find them. Like you said, there's in the service industry, I can think of 10 different ones right now, right? That are available. So find the right one for your industry and then, get to work with it.
So the homework for this week is look at your business in the quoting portion of it and the billing portion, and how can you automate it? And if you feel like you already have it automated, maybe listening to us and some of the things that we do or some of these other industries we talked about, it might trigger something. You go, hey, how could I do that? Does my system do that? Does it do, recorded voicemails that will get sent out to people? So look into that, see how you can streamline that even better and remove that friction for your customers. All right, guys. Well, we've had a great time today with you on SoTellUs Time. Please like, share, comment, get out there, work hard. You guys are awesome. We'll talk to you next time on SoTellUs Time.